Everybody ready? This is one take 14. And action. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of One Take. And this week we are talking about directorial debuts, the first films that we have seen that we really enjoy. To start off, we're going to each bring forward three movies, but there's two that I want to mention in particular that we have already talked about on the channel that we don't want to just reiterate the same things that we've already talked about. So, the first one, and this would actually be my number one, and I think John would possibly also have on his list, if not
Yeah.
very close, and that's Perfect Blue. Really great film,
Mhm.
incredible feat for a first time filmmaker, as all of these
Yeah.
are. And I believe we already talked about it in genre defining films. I picked it for thriller.
Hmm.
Might have talked about it another time. I don't quite remember. But
Right.
the other movie that has already been mentioned before is Saw. And that would definitely be in my top three. But again, I'm not going to just go over the same things over again. I wanted to choose some different movies for this.
Mm.
So, with those out of the way, credit to those fantastic films. Let's get to our list of three original, not spoken about before movies.
Yeah.
So, would you like to go for your first one here?
Sure. And yeah, again, Perfect Blue should be on my list, but the fact that both of us have already talked it up so much, we feel like that we should stick to some newer movies so that honestly you guys know some more about what we like. All right. So, my first one that I want to talk about is an old movie, but a good one, of course. It is Night of the Living Dead from 1968, George A. Romero. Um, I think I watched this like I don't know, a few months ago or something, and you can definitely tell the time period it's from because it's not necessarily um, the modern kind of zombie ness that we see from shows or movies nowadays. But the reason why I like this one so much is because I feel like it defined how the zombie genre horror movie should be. I think it did an excellent job. It was in black and white. Not that that makes it better or worse, but I really like people trying to figure it out, everything that happens in it. I like the fact that they don't have the zombies actually like running and they feel like they're undead and all that stuff. Yeah, very impressive movie. If you or anybody else watching hasn't seen it, I highly recommend it. And yeah, that's what I got for that.
Yeah, I have not seen it myself, but obviously its influence has stretched far beyond
Mhm.
when it came out. And so,
Mm.
yeah, definitely respect what that movie accomplished. And I'll go for a similar sort of thing. And this is probably going to be a surprise for you. Well, I think I've got a few surprises for you, John, but this first one,
Sure.
I'm going to get this one out of the way because it's one that has been praised for ages and ages. And my
Ages.
first pick here is
Okay.
going to be Citizen Kane.
Oh,
I
so you did watch it?
I just watched this morning.
Okay. Yeah.
I just watched this morning. It's just really
Is
good.
it actually a
It's
masterpiece,
just
like
really good.
people say? Okay.
Masterpiece might be a strong language. I would say,
Sure.
okay, maybe it's a touch overrated, but
Mm.
the only reason mainly why I say it's overrated is just that I think that because of Citizen Kane, so many
Mm.
movies have learned from it and
Yeah.
built off of the things that it started, kind of. Not that I know
Right.
exactly what those things are, but I know that's what everybody says, and I believe it.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so, because it's such an old movie, I just think the successors to it, like movies ever since, have found ways to kind of exceed what Citizen Kane accomplished,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But I still
Okay.
really enjoy the movie. The technical side of things is so immaculate for
Okay.
a first time filmmaker. It's incredible. It might be the most technically sound of the three movies that I will mention today. I just think narratively, it's not something that like is over the top like something that I love, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
really good movie. It's an 8.5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly could be higher. I mean, this is after a first time watch literally today,
Right.
but it
Mm-hmm.
is very easily deserving of a lot of the praise that it gets, and it's very deserving. Even though I just saw it, I think it's very deserving to be in my top three if you remove the
Sure.
ones that I already mentioned. So
Right.
first pick for me is Citizen Kane.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely need to get back to that one. Um, yeah. So my number two, I'm going to go with one that came out a few years ago, and that is Past Lives 2023, Celine Song. I really like this movie. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. Um, yeah, just a really great directorial debut. Of course, I think it. She, Celine Song, she played. No, her her directing style really made it feel like this was real and natural, which is one of my big things that I really like in a movie. It felt like, yeah, this is a story about almost like the right person at the wrong time, and things just life just kind of get in the way of things um, people want to happen. Even you never know what life's going to throw at you, and then them coming back, debating if they want to, but they shouldn't because of the fact that she's with somebody else new. Um, Really well shot, I think. The cinematography is very well scripted, felt natural. Really like that. Um, and yeah, again, if you have not seen it, highly recommend it.
Yeah, Past Lives, instant classic for me as
Mm.
well. So my number two, I'm going to go into the world of animation once again, and
Yeah.
it is going to be The Iron Giant. This is Brad Bird's
Mm.
directorial debut from the 90s.
Yeah.
He's also known for making The Incredibles,
Yep.
as well as Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, to name a couple. But he's a
Mm-hmm.
great filmmaker, and The Iron Giant, really beautiful looking movie, really
Yep.
beautiful story about this robot who appears on Earth, and
Mm.
kind of a movie about identity and being in control of what you are
Right.
versus what people perceive of you. And so
Right.
that's a really timeless sort of theme, and it's executed really well, and it looks great. The performances are really good, and
Yep.
shout out to Vin Diesel, one of the all-time
Yeah.
greats, of course, at
Of
voicing
course.
characters that don't speak very
Mm-hmm.
much. Um,
Yeah.
so, The Iron Giant, really, really good film.
Oh yeah. It has been a very long time since I've seen that movie, so I can't really talk to you much about it. But from what I can remember, it is an excellent film. All right. So my last pick, I watched this, I don't know, like a couple days ago or something. And well, let me just tell you before I start talking about it. How about that? All right. My last pick is 12 Angry Men, specifically the 1957 Sidney Lumet version. They remade it in 1997, but I haven't seen that. I don't really want to. 1957 version. So what blew me away, and I'm gonna bring it up again, is the naturality of the movie. Because when you think about like a 19 well, let me just say a pre 1960s movie, they have a feel to them where like the actors are acting, like you can feel like a certain tone and atmosphere. Like okay, this is like a, I guess proper is the right way to say it. But this one felt like completely different. This one was like it felt like these actors in the 50s were like modern actors to the point where like everything felt like it was actually happening and playing out in front of me. Like I didn't feel like I was watching a movie. I felt like I was watching like if I was like a security guy watching the camera of these guys like talking up in like the break room or something. Um, well, not the break room, but like the back room of the courtroom, talking about like, is this person actually guilty? Why is he not guilty? Um, just like the conversations they have. Really like how we see. I don't know how much I want to say because you haven't seen it. Really like how we see the development of figuring things out, there's actually instances of when they try to play out um, like the some of the what they said in the case to see if it actually adds up and all that stuff. Um, and yeah, just really blew me away. Initial watch, I was like, wow, this is debatably a perfect movie. Like I'm like, yes, it's a perfect movie. It's very close. I think it might be. Um, but yeah, definitely of all of them, this is the one you should definitely Check out the most. Highly recommend it.
All right. So that would you say that was your like number one of the three that you
Yeah, that's
listed?
my number one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I did the same thing. I saved my number one of this little group
sure,
here of an assortment of first films.
sure.
So my favorite of these three is going to be Boys in the Hood, John
Ah,
Singleton,
yeah.
and it's
Mm-hmm.
just really incredible. I just
Mm-hmm.
this one connected with me even more than Iron Giant and Citizen Kane. This one,
Yeah,
despite it obviously not relating to me very much,
yeah. Sure.
um,
Yeah.
but I still think that it says a whole lot. It for someone who's not in a part of the community that this is primarily about, it still tells you a
Mhm.
lot about them. And it's coming from a voice who's very familiar with that, and it's very personal. Like you could tell this is a very personal story,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the casting is so perfect. I think Lawrence Fishburne is one of my favorites. Um,
Mhm.
he is so great as the father in this movie. Angela Bassett's great as the mother, even in their little dynamic, which doesn't have that many scenes to breathe, but you
Yeah.
still they encapsulate their characters so well, and
Mhm.
you really get sucked into the dynamics of these friends and the families that they're a part of, and
Yeah.
see how they end up where they do in the story. And not only is it a movie that's significant in terms of its racial discussion, but I also think just in its social discussion, class discussion, I a lot of stuff that still rings true to this day that I think, um, in terms of how people in power treat and take advantage of those who are lacking it, and how it can result in a lot of discourse and a lot of struggle among the powerless when
Mhm.
it can happen between them when in reality it should be pointed a whole different direction. Let us know what your favorites are, and we will see you guys in the next one take.